Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to Lay's Real Talk. Happy weekend, happy Saturday, happy Sunday. It's Saturday night. It's Lay's Saturday Night Live. It's going to be one of the most challenging programs for me tonight. You know, it's been only a little over 2 months since you saw this picture. Hold on. Let me see. Yes. So it's only been 2 months since Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin were seen casually talking about human beings living to 150 years old while attending the military parade in Beijing in early September. Since then, China's internet has exploded with speculation. So, what exactly are the CCP elites and Xi Jinping doing to stay youthful? What's their secret to longevity? People have long suspected that organ transplants played a role, but recently a series of leaks shocked the entire Chinese internet. It's a dark story involving eternal youth, mysterious blood treatments, piglet babies, Belt and Road scam parks, and the people bold enough to promote these services openly. Suddenly, everything seemed connected, and people started quoting an old saying. I've told you this before. I'm going to say it again. Hell is empty because its demons are walking among us. So tonight, let's get to the bottom of CCP leaders' secrets to longevity. Now, let me first introduce a celebrity who, who suddenly got young overnight. Some of you might recognize him. This is actor Jet Li, who is known for playing his role in Shaolin Temple. He is a martial artist. So last summer, the Kung Fu master, I should say Kung Fu master actor Jet Li posted photos from his hospital bed. He joked that his hardware was broken and that he was sent in to the hospital for repairs. But then by October this year, he looked like a completely different person, younger, healthier, almost reborn. So people began whispering, did he get his organs replaced? He denied it, even showing his bare torso to prove that he had no surgical incisions. But people weren't convinced because overnight he was jumping around like a kid. Hold on, I actually have a video. Here's the video. There's him. Where is it? Anyways, okay. Let me come back. All right, we'll play the rest of the video later. I have a fascinating video to show you, a shocking one. Now, not just Jet Li, there were two other actors, Sammo Hung, I believe from Hong Kong, and then a former news anchor, Ni Ping. Miss Ni was seen publicly as an old lady who couldn't even walk on her own. She needed help from her assistant, but now she appears rejuvenated and was climbing a mountain in Beijing. And these celebrities all showed the same sudden reverse aging, and it was so dramatic that people couldn't stop talking. Now, on the one hand, these celebrities flaunted their miraculous transformation. On the other hand, none of them explained how they did it. Just as Chinese social media was drowning in conspiracy theories, a bombshell dropped. A series of videos promoting anti-aging services for the rich and famous went viral. Now enter Yu Wenlong, the woman standing at the center of the storm. Let me actually, I'll play the video in a little while. I'll tell you who she is. Well, she's a self-made billionaire in the medical aesthetics business, meaning cosmetic surgery. She claims she can help the rich and powerful stay young with what she calls youth blood. And the price, not 50,000 yuan, not 500,000 yuan. It's between 1.5 million to 20 million renminbi per treatment. And that's $200,000, 200,000 to $3 million US dollars. And she didn't whisper, she bragged. So in one video, she claims that at 55, she has the body of a young woman, healthier than her 25-year-old boyfriend. I'm sorry, what I'm saying, boyfriend. Yeah, this woman apparently has married, 4 times before. And yeah, so her partner keeps to be younger and younger. And her boyfriend even held up her hand to the camera, saying her skin was as soft as a 20-year-old. So let me play the video. It's in Chinese, but with English subtitle. Hold on, how do I do this? Do I do this? Yeah, okay, here we go.
30岁的听得我头皮发麻，怎么能下得去手？我跟你实话说，我的身体真的就是年轻人的，可能脸不太年轻啊，你们看不顺眼啊，但是体能和体检报告就是年轻人的。我小男朋友上医院还查出一点毛病来，还得花个几百万调整一下。我们月底回成都就给他调。我身体1毛钱毛病都没有，我身体好得很。现在欧洲的富豪都做换血。 我们是不是跟你只是把血液换出来，换年轻人的血，不是，我们是有一个血库，然后把18岁到21岁男孩子身体才有的那个能让人年轻人功能蛋白和微囊泡拿出来，有很多人的，对，才能用在一个人身上，就这个技术很贵，一般人也消费不起，所以我在直播间也不宣讲。就是换血之后看着手。
That's her boyfriend.
有区别吗？我跟他说有区别吗？是不是？55岁的效果，只有55岁的效果，知道吗？对吧？你看这皮肤，换血会年轻。我刚才给大家比过了，换血之后，会长的皮肤现在和我他55岁，和我现在25岁的皮肤是一样的，状态是一样的，很嫩。
Okay, so here's this woman's picture over the years. She posted on her website, I think starting from the top left corner all the way to the lower right corner. I think that the first one, I think when she was 31 years old, I can't really tell the age, but it was in the early 30s, all the way to when she was 47 years old. I think she looked better in that black and white photo. At least she looked like a real woman, a natural woman. Anyways, okay, so let me come back. That's her story. Okay, so she said in a longer video, there was another video that went viral on the internet. It was 7 minutes long, so I couldn't show you the entire video. But she said in that video, she said, I'm 55 and still have my period. I can extend menstruation to age 80. That's our black tech. I change my blood every month. Each session costs 1.5 to 20 million. She even claims that some women became pregnant in their 60s. So here's how the young blood works, according to her. So she explained the technology like this. She said, we extract micro vesicles and young functional proteins from young men under 21. And she insists that each donor produces only a tiny amount. And you need the combined materials from many young men to treat a single client. And so her so-called blood replacement therapy is not drawing blood and using it directly. She says the blood must be extracted and processed, meaning this process requires massive pools of young blood donors. And she proudly claims her company owns its own blood bank and has spent over 10 billion renminbi acquiring a blood product pharmaceutical company, all to secure young men's blood components from donors aged 17 to 21. And they only take bloods from men, young men. They don't take it from young women, only from young men aged 17 to 21. So suddenly the puzzle pieces clicked into place for the public. Now they understand why China's blood banks are always running low. These anti-aging treatments depend on youth blood. And in recent years, China has been aggressively pursuing young people to donate blood nationwide. Examples: college and high school students forced to donate or risk not receiving diplomas. Parents of elementary school students told to donate blood or their children won't get good report cards. And local governments launching huge voluntary donation campaigns across the country. And people used to think this was for wartime preparation. I mean, I even believe so. Now the dots connect. Mainland media openly report how schools incorporate blood donation propaganda into campus culture, such as campus broadcasts promote blood donation. Posters fill academic buildings, cafeterias, and dorms. Every class must discuss the social value of donating blood. Schools now push WeChat and Douyin content on blood donations, and blood center experts give lectures on campus. So over time, they've turned voluntary blood donation into what state media calls a warm and meaningful sight on campus. It's a dreadful sight. So this woman says it's all legal. And she said, we're a huge institution and publicly listed. If this were illegal, someone would have extorted us already. So she keeps emphasizing that she owns a publicly listed blood products company. She has official approvals. She has a hospital network working with her. She also claims, she said, we haven't fully gone mainstream yet, but European tycoons have come to them, have gone to them to replace their blood a lot. And she also acknowledged that her hospitals conduct organ transplants as well as treat cancer patients. And she named two of her major shareholders. Number one is Malaysia's richest man, Robert Guo. And number two is a subsidiary of Haier Group, China's electronic giants, the giants that makes Haier refrigerators. So if true, that would be explosive. Now here's the strangest part. These sensational videos are not censored, not moved, not even throttled. If in China, when something this sensitive goes viral unchallenged, it usually means someone far above is allowing it. But let me ask you, isn't it strange that videos on a topic this sensitive, organ transplants, young blood, anti-aging tech, European tycoons are allowed to stay online in China? Some people believe this is no accident at all. The regime wants these videos to go viral. They say these videos are CCP's marketing campaign, a way to quietly promote China's new longevity industry, because they have to do this in a subtle manner. They can't go overboard promoting it because it's not ethical, you know. And so they say that the Jet Li video, or Jet Li's sudden return to youth videos, were not an accident, but a strategic advertisement. Why? Because this industry is not meant for ordinary people. It's built for the rich and the powerful globally. Think about it. If China offers youth their young blood and blood products, if China offers longevity, if China offers a way for global elites to stay powerful forever, why wouldn't they come? So this becomes a new tool of influence, a new kind of soft power, except it's not soft at all. It's biological, it's personal. So some believe this is how the CCP secures loyalty among the world's elites. And this woman's boldness, her confidence, her uncensored videos, they all suggest one thing. She believes she has protection from the highest level. Her backing, corporate, regulatory, political, leads straight to the biggest shadow of all, the CCP top leadership itself. Now, people suddenly realize when Xi Jinping talked about human living to 150, he wasn't joking. He wasn't fantasizing or anything. He was probably advertising. So that's her claim. Okay. Now, here's the question. Is her claim credible? I'm not a medical scientist, but a doctor friend of mine said bluntly that even if it works a little, it doesn't sound remotely legal or ethical. Now, others suspect something far more disturbing, that the technology may be connected to fetal cell research. Because back in 2015, that's 2 years ago, People's Daily published a strange article titled, "Mothers with Fetal Microchimerism Are Better Stem Cell Donors." The title doesn't sound right? Mothers with fetal microchimerism are better stem cell donors. So it looked like a simple science explainer, but behind it was a message that the Chinese Academy of Sciences has spent years studying the regenerative power of fetal cells in adults. And according to insiders, this research began more than a decade ago, mainly to extend the lives of senior officials. So now people are asking this question. So is China's youth microvesicle technology, that's what the woman claims, is that actually tied to the fetal cell industry chain? So from what's known so far, there are 3 possible overlaps. So possibility number 1, it's not young men's blood at all. It's fetal cells. Many medical professionals believe this because fetal cell, I think it's called exosomes. It's an awful word. It means vesicles, but there's a nice term called exosomes. So fetal cell exosomes are the most biologically active. The yield is high. They're easy to extract at scale. The cost is lower than collecting blood from thousands of young men. And the process is easier to legitimize on paper. And so if she's packaging fetal cell exosomes as microvesicles from young male, the real materials may come from biblicord blood, placentas, or the more troublesome fetal tissues. And possibility number 2 is the suppliers are cord blood or blood product corporations. She claims she bought a blood product company worth hundreds of billions of yuan that has the legal right to purchase blood sources and has the approval from the Ministry of Health. So if that's true, then her youth microvesicles and fetal cell research may be part of one integrated system, according to experts. Possibility number 3, she's just a front, a marketing phase. The woman may not even know the real source. The script was written for her, so she just delivered it. And she could simply be the spokeswoman for upstream research institutions national level biotech companies and laboratories operating in the gray zone. So here's what experts say or agree on. Fetal cell anti-aging might make you look younger temporarily, but the long-term impact, it's like playing with fire. Because fetal cells can trigger cancer. They can mutate. They can rewrite your immune system, take permanent residence in your body, or cause unpredictable changes years later. So they say you might look younger today and collapse tomorrow. So we ask, well, where does this youth material truly come from? Who's supplying it? Are ordinary people, especially China's youth, already woven into the supply chain without knowing it? Until we have the real answers, remember this isn't beauty or wellness. This is a dark trade where human life becomes raw material, right? And where ordinary people become silent donors, and the wealthy people become customers in a system that threats the well-being of ordinary people. Now, just as people were beginning to question Miss Yu's claims, another video hit the Chinese internet, and this one sounded like a full-blown horror movie. And on October 14th, this man, a man who spent years undercover inside Southeast Asian scam compounds, posted a live stream that stunned us. He introduced himself as an anti-fraud blogger or investigator who has been in close contact with those scam parks in Southeast Asia for a long time. And so for safety, he covered his face while delivering the news. Excuse me. So he revealed what people call the darkest secret behind the CCP's longevity project. Okay, so according to him, one major group of trafficking victims in these scam parks are women, especially nightclub workers and prostitutes. These women are easily targeted and are often the most miserable victims. Whether they are trafficked to Cambodia or to Mewadi in Myanmar or other parts of the world. Once in one of those scam parks, young pretty women are forced into sexual exploitation, serving as escorts and prostitutes. But what happens to women over 40 is even more horrifying. They're forced to sit in front of computers to run online scams. And at the same time, they're forced to become surrogate mothers, not through natural pregnancy, through direct embryo implantation, IVF style. Why? Because natural pregnancy produces one child. But with IVF, these women can be forced to carry 2 or 3 embryos at once. And this, he says, feeds into a shocking business known as, I have trouble saying it, the piglet baby industry chain. It's an industry designed to exclusively produce babies for profit. One piglet baby, he claims, sells for 3 million renminbi. If a woman is forced to carry 3, that's 9 million renminbi a year for the traffickers. 9 million renminbi is about 1.2 million US dollars. The babies are then sold to nearby biotech parks. And let's be honest, biotech parks in Cambodia and Myanmar, we all know they aren't run by the locals. These are Chinese-run facilities placed deliberately next to the scam zones to process these young beings as quickly as possible. So according to this masked blogger or whistleblower, I should say, these babies are not used for bone marrow transplants. I mean, their bone marrows are used. So they're processed into what he calls regenerative stem cells, which are then infused into wealthy clients. To make someone look younger, he says, you don't replace organs. You just inject stem cells with growth factors extracted from these babies. So what happened is medical people drill into the baby's spines, extract bone marrow, and cultivate blood-forming young stem cells, which contain the highest level of growth factors. And babies produce the most potent blood-forming stem cells or stem cells. And once sold, these babies are kept in a room, not crawling on the floor, but placed in glass boxes like lab mice. Only during cleaning are they taken out to crawl for a moment. And then comes the profit. So they draw bone marrows from these babies every 6 months. One tube of bone marrow yields 3 tubes of regenerative stem cells. Each tube sells for 5 million renminbi. So that means one tube of bone marrow generates 15 million renminbi. And that's about 2 million US dollars every 6 months. Every 6 months. So if a mother, you could do the math, if a mother gives birth to 3 babies, I mean, and they said that only celebrities and business tycoons can afford it. And they don't inject regularly, according to this whistleblower. One shot works, and they return only when they feel old again. He says, no, most people have no idea that this scam exists. And he swears that what he described is only a tiny part of what actually happens. So the public reaction has been pure horror. Online, Chinese netizens exploded in outrage. I mean, this video is posted outside China. This video isn't posted on the mainland Chinese social media. Not this one. So this one was on like X. It only exists outside China. So people call this pure evil. Others said worse. Now, you know that scam parks and the CCP Belt and Road initiatives are interconnected. These scam parks in Southeast Asia are not isolated criminal dens. They're intertwined with the Belt and Road initiative. And in fact, CCP's own Global Times, its own official mouthpiece, published an article in 2019 with this title. Okay, the title says, Chinese entrepreneurs tell their Belt and Road stories, building a special zone in Myanmar's wasteland. And the article openly praises KK Park, one of Mewadi's most notorious scam park. It's called the KK Park. That article has since been deleted. This is CCP's open admission that their Belt and Road project is heavily involved in these scam parks. Now, as of August 2023, China has signed BNI initiative or whatever corporation agreements with 152 countries and 32 international organizations, including Cambodia, Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, even in Africa. There are scam parks in Africa and also in Central Asia. So I have once seen a map where they mapped the Belt and Road route and also the scam parks. They overlap with each other. And multiple news outlets have reported witness accounts claiming that in northern Myanmar's scam zones, piglets, quote unquote piglets, with no remaining value are ultimately killed for their organs. The victims trafficked there are Chinese. The gangs running the parks are also Chinese. I believe the Chinese government openly admit that there are 36 scam parks in Cambodia alone. But people say they're backed by China's state security networks and red princelings. So now think about it. Inside China, where real name verification is mandatory, where every movement is monitored, where criticism against the government online can bring police to your door instantaneously. But families of scam park victims are left stranded with no help. Why? Because CCP officials are tied to the profit chain behind these scam operations. So I want to tell you one last story before I end, because this is shocking. I just couldn't I can't believe it. Oh, here's the baby picture. It's so here's a picture showing young men at school donating their blood. And how the ceremonies held by the government, local government, celebrating those heroes who donated a lot of blood. Okay, this is what I want to tell you about. This is unbelievable. So recently, many Chinese discovered tracking devices hidden in the soles of their new sneakers. People were terrified. So people figured out two possibilities, right? First is that the manufacturers are secretly tracking their customers or specific groups, especially teenagers aged between 16 and 22, who buy sneakers most frequently. Or the second possibility is that those shoes are intentionally made and bought by certain interest groups. And after they bought the shoes, they gave them out to specific victims to track their movements. So the person who posted this issued a warning. He said, if you find a tracker in your shoe, someone is following you, and if someone is tracking you, they may want your organs or your life. So online reactions in China, this is all inside China, were explosive. People say, buy shoes, get a free tracker. Wow, China leads the world again. And others said, it's hard to live in China. It was hard to live in China. Now it's hard to survive. Another person said, officials need young men's blood. They track kids by shoe size. Then the kids disappeared. And then someone said that they feel like they live in a giant terrorist camp. So people connected this mysterious shoe tracker to the missing youth, right? Because sneakers are mostly bought by students. So no wonder so many young people have vanished. I think about it, young blood is openly advertised, and those missing kids, maybe the blood banks. So how are people telling each other to address these mysterious shoe trackers? They say, do not call the police. If you find these devices in your shoes, do not call the police, because that would only alert the people behind it. And they say, do not destroy the tracker. The sudden loss of signal could endanger you. So I don't know if any of my viewers are actually inside China. So those of you living inside China, if you actually found, you should probably check out your shoes to see if there's a tracker. If you do find one, they say don't get rid of it. You should tie it to a stray dog, or put it on a bus, or into a ride share, So you need to keep it moving so they think you didn't notice it. Anyway, that's the advice people gave. Now, the tracker scandal made people think of something even more sinister: China's smart school uniforms. Since 2018, many primary and secondary schools in China require students to wear uniforms with RFID tracking chips sewn inside. These chips monitor when the kids enter and leave school, their identity, their purchases, even their real-time movements, all sent directly to parents and teachers. Now, parents are now paranoid. They said if bad people get this information, our kids could be taken. And the truth is, China's missing children and teenagers have surged in recent years into millions annually. So shoes with trackers, uniforms with chips, children disappearing, young blood in high demand, babies born as human spare parts, and Xi Jinping casually talking about living to 150. What can I say? What can anyone say? Sometimes the horror speaks for itself. I honestly do not know how to end this program. So please help me. Help me say something by leaving me comments. At the end of the day, this isn't about technology. It's not about longevity. And it's not even about politics. It's about humanity, what we allow, what we ignore, and what we will become. And until then, the only weapon we have is awareness. And so that starts with you. So please like and share this program if you can. Yeah, this is a very difficult program, but that's all. All right, let's see. What do people say? What do you think? Well, I want to first thank the people for giving me super stickers. I thank you for your recognition and support. Oh, here's one. John Fallen. Thank you, John. Thank you. And I'll take some questions. Someone said, it looks like she lost a lot of weight. Who is she? Not me. I didn't. I wish I did. Someone said, I agree with you, Lei. The natural look will always be more attractive than the plastic look. Yeah, I mean, she was a very pretty woman. I mean, at 31, I thought she looked phenomenal and very natural. She has that natural beauty, and her features were very, very, and she's very pretty. But I mean, look what she has become. I don't understand. And I think the wave of plastic surgery uh, crave, I don't know what you call that, is like sweeping China. Like if you look, Chinese women, if they have a little bit of money, I mean, they do something to their face, so they all look the same. They when they change their face, you know what they change? Their fortune, their good luck, because I mean, certain facial features mean something in a person's destiny, in a person's fate, right? And when you change that, then you're changing your fate. So I don't know why they want to give that up. And anyways, but there are a lot of young Chinese women, or even older Chinese women, undergo those crazy plastic surgeries that make them look very, 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 very fake. Anyways, and then I think the South Korean women started this. There was a website, a South Korean pageant website that listed the pictures of all contestants. And when you look at them, they all look the same. It was shocking. They all look the same. So people say, well, they probably all went to the same plastic surgeon. I mean, it's scary for a pageant website. All the contestants look the same. Anyways. All right, let's see. Questions, comments? Someone said, poor babies. That's exactly how I feel today. Very sad story. Okay. Comments, questions? No comments, no questions. Let's see. What a nightmare. Well, yep. Someone said, that's insane. Agree. It is insane. Quiet piggy. Okay. Yeah, someone said, okay, some people, here's a question. Oh, Mauricio 91. Lei, do you think this has any connection to America's abortion clinics? I don't know. Because they would have to set up an operation in the United States to take advantage of the aborted fetus, right? So the Americans should do some investigation on the whereabouts of those aborted fetus. But I believe the Chinese are doing this, I mean, on their own. They may work with the abortion clinics in China. Abortion is still legal in China. So, but I don't know if there's a connection between the CCP and the American abortion clinics. That I do not know. I kind of doubt it. Crunch D Grace Hopper. This is Kurzweil. I don't know how to say his name. Singularity, which is like Elon Musk's UHI. Evidently, stem cells don't decrease from 50-year-old participants of high-stress sports or youth. At 76, my surface skin is remarkable compared to my brother. That's good. That's good. Actually, I'm in the process of making a video about longevity. And I'll tell you two real cases. One man lived to 250, and another man lived to 300 years old. These are well-documented real people who lived to 250 and 300 something. And one of them gave away their secrets, which we can all benefit from. We can all learn. One man, the man who lived to his 257, buried 23 wives. And when he died, his wife number 24 was 60 years old. He was 257. And he had he lived with 11 generations of his descendants. Because most people only see, what, 3 generations of your descendant, right? When you're a great-grandpa or great-grandma. But he lived with 11 generations of his descendants. And he buried 23 wives. So, and he was actually was featured in the New York Times. Yeah. So I'm working on that program. And I think what he said about longevity makes a lot of sense. It's something we could all benefit from. And that's true longevity. Yeah. All right. The wisdom to know. I love that name. Hi, Lei, you are so brave. Thank you so much for all efforts. There's nothing that can stop me. The wisdom to know, the courage to tell. Yeah. I wrote a song about it. I wrote a song called Wisdom and Courage. It's going to be featured on Thanksgiving Day during my 5th year anniversary live stream. Uh, yeah. I feel compelled to write a song. Of course, I didn't write the music, I wrote the lyrics. And a friend of mine composed the song. I think it's beautifully written. I'll share it with you. Okay, let's see. All right, that seems to be all. Okay, is that all? Lei is prolific. Am I? Okay. Well, thank you. Oh, here's a question. Don't seem that. Don't someone. Okay, here's a J Canny 24. Lei, did you know Elon Musk has been introduced to an implanted chip inside the human brain? Has been introduced, or he has introduced. Yeah, I know they did an experiment on someone who's paralyzed. I'm not in favor of those technologies. I think humans are. No, I mean, I suppose for someone who has lost their mobility and is paralyzed, it's great to take the risk or have a chip inside your brain and then be able to walk again or be able to control your limbs. But for ordinary people, why? You know, I think it's dangerous for human beings to play the role of God. And that's a dangerous path. Okay, I'll just stop it there. It's impossible for us to know the mystery of human life, the universe. It's just impossible. If we think that we could know we could solve all the mysteries of the human body, of human life, of the universe through scientific exploration, then we're on the wrong path. And that's dangerous because there are certain myths that's not supposed to be decoded. So, all right, that's all for tonight. Thank you very much. Someone said, "Are you a Christian?" No, I'm not, but I came from a Christian family. My grandmother is a very devoted Christian. She went to a missionary school when she was a young girl. And during the Cultural Revolution, her home was ransacked twice because she belonged to the bourgeois family. But she somehow kept a picture of Jesus Christ in her drawer, despite that her home was ransacked twice. And when I was little, I saw that picture. I didn't know who that was. And I told my grandmother, I said, that man looked very scary with his beard. And my mother never talked to me in a stern voice. She's always she was always very sweet and gentle. But that time she said, you should not talk about this man in that manner. He's not scary. But she didn't explain who that was. I was scared. I'm like, oh, what did I say that offended my grandmother? I remember that clearly. Yeah, she kept a tiny picture of Jesus Christ in her drawer. So, of course, when I came to the West, I started to, piece everything together and understand what was happening. All right, that's all. Thank you very much, and stay well. I will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.